Recently, I've started to collect Mega Drive games, and having played with compilations to see what the fuss was all about, I'm thankful I have my very own device. One game I certainly enjoyed here was Streets of Rage. The fourth game was released in 2020 and I really had a good time with it. However, to not appreciate the original is a crime, in my mind. With that, let's revisit this classic and try to explain why it's still worth playing 30 years later. When Streets of Rage begins, you get a scrolling text explaining the story. You find out that a criminal organisation took over the whole city and a determined group of young police officers make it their goal to take back the city any way they can, even risking their lives. That's deep. Okay, not really. I must say the soundtrack here leaves a strong impression, but I'll save my thoughts on that for later. We then get the opportunity to choose the character to dish out justice. Adam, Axel and Blaze. I love how the characters' sprites perform their basic moves as you highlight them. It even comes with sound. I went with Blaze first, then Adam on my second attempt to get a better idea of the gameplay. Once we get going, we see that the game is a beat 'em up and most of the gameplay requires us to go to the right, beat everything up, even telephone booths, and not die, obviously. What abilities do we have to beat these no-gooders? We can dish out a fury of punches and kicks, grab foes and even jump over them to slam their heads into the ground. We can do jump attacks, and if we get grabbed ourselves, not only can we still attack, we can also pull a reversal on the sod who thought that this was a good idea. Oh, and if you push the correct button when thrown, you can recover and lose no health. I can't forget to mention the special attack. What is it? I hear you screaming. A random police car turns up, a man fires a rocket or a grenade launcher and takes out everyone on screen. This is so ridiculous yet absolutely amazing. Even in later stages, the man somehow has the best aim in human history. He even follows you in places that vehicles should not be able to travel in. Dedication at its finest. Imagine if the police in real life did all this. Actually, on second thought. Let's quickly talk about the characters I personally used. Blaze is a speed character who has much faster punches and kicks compared to the rest of the crew. She is not all that powerful, thus to get around this weakness, you need to not complete a combo. I repeat, not complete a combo. This will stun enemies and they will lock in place. Then knock them back with a big kick, as I call it, or in layman's terms, finish the combo off. An alternative strategy I used more often as the game went on was to do the same thing, only using grabs to finish the job. Adam was more powerful, so I just grabbed more often and actually found his finishing kick really fun to do. Kicking someone slightly in the air and delivering the fatal blow was very satisfying. Yeah, get a lottery ticket and keep the change, bitch! Why did I say that? The point I'm making is, despite how often you do the same actions, something about this game makes the task a lot of fun. I guess I don't beat enough people up in life. Alright, no. Everything just clicks in this game. I love the settings we wander through. I love the character designs, and beating these bosses at the end will leave you feeling like a winner. Speaking of bosses, oh, they hate you alright. They all have a pattern to figure out, and once you do, they can be as easy as eating your favourite fast food. As you can see in the gameplay footage though, I always took massive damage. I had to resort to using my special move every time a boss killed me. Be careful, you only get 3 continues and a couple of lives each time. Once you use everything, game over, bitch. time to start from the beginning again. I must also stress that the last level before the final boss will destroy you. It starts with these killer tables that suddenly come out of nowhere. Maybe you messed up their polish, I don't know. Then you realise two things. Every enemy you ever faced is out to get you. Every single one. Revenge on a world-reaching scale. After you beat up the entire world, do you get to the boss? He will give you a choice if you want to join him. Because I hate justice or something, I accepted the offer. He betrayed me, of course, and I ended up at stage 6 again. Sadly, I couldn't make it back there, so I don't know what the last battle is really like. One day, I'll get that little bastard. Right, let's talk about the graphics and sound. Yes, the first game looks a little in the tooth compared to the sequels that came later, but I still like what they came up with. The locations look derelict and worn down, we get some nice colours along with bland colours, and I really love the character designs. How can you not? The 80s look everyone sports makes me want to get clothes just like them. It's rad. I promise to never say that again. I'll admit though, the animations aren't the best. It's pretty stiff to watch, and it's only playing at 25 frames per second, but overall, Streets of Rage has an interesting look that keeps you wanting to see what might come next. Now, we need to address the elephant in the room, the sound, particularly the soundtrack. It's been said a million times, the soundtrack is absolutely amazing! This is a prime example of how to use the Mega Drive sound chip properly. The electronic soundtrack has many elements of dance, techno and even hip hop beats to add depth to the music. The songs are also fairly long for a Mega Drive game. It stops them from being stale as you progress through the game. As for the individual behind this, the mastermind who made this possible? Yes, the legend himself, Yuzo Koshiro. At the time, he was a young talent looking to bring modern trends to the world of video game music, yet he was working with supposedly inferior hardware. The Mega Drive wasn't meant to make this possible. What people didn't realise though, that this wasn't some average composer. He was the master. I call him that, okay? It works here. Just listen to some of the songs he created. If this isn't perfection, I don't know what is. The actual sound effects though are weak. The punches and grabs sound fine, but the groans, screams and other sound effects aren't exactly screaming with quality. It's really noticeable thanks to the amazing quality of the music, but you'll have too much fun to really let this flaw bother you. In the end, if you love beat 'em ups, Streets of Rage is a truly wonderful way to experience that genre. Right, that was the first Streets of Rage game. I wasn't alive when this was first released, so to look at it in more recent times, as I've started to look at consoles before the PlayStation, I can see and understand why this series was well loved by the Sega faithful. You can see this game was made with developers who knew what they were doing. It's still a riot to play too. You folks tell me what you think of this game, and until my next video, I will see you soon.